Well, guys, we can't watch a movie without popcorn and soda, and we've got them right here at Bombay Theater. So, guys, when we think about movies, movies are made international, whether it's right here in the United States of America, India, or the Caribbean. When we think about the Caribbean, specifically Guyana, we think about the Jonestown story. But did you know that the Caribbean is famous for hundreds of other films? There are films like Guyana 1838, Festival of Lights, Forgotten Promise, Adero, just to name a few. Today, we interview a Guyanese filmmaker, Yaphet Jackman, to find out how he specializes in cinematography, but more so, how does he take a story and create a wonderful film? Let's go in, let's take a look.
I had a chance to record the cover of The Thriller's Gone once. Yeah, man.
Look who it is. Mister, I'm about to get a record deal.
Didn't I tell you to stop loitering here?
I'm an artist. Let me work.
I've given you enough chances. Ever since I fired your hair, stop coming up missing.
Nobody packs this place like I do. Nobody, man. I'm trying to stay clean, okay?
I hope it works out for you this time.
Wow, that really is a great movie. Yaphet, it is so great to sit down with you right here at Bombay Theater.
Thank you.
I mean, we all know you for Adero, Tradition, and now your latest film shot right here in the U.S., Solomon Dasco. But you know, Yaphet, we look at these movies and we think about how it affects us.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the ending of the film. I became emotional. The hair on my arms actually rose. I mean, tell us, how do you, as a filmmaker, take these ideas, whether it's your script or someone else's script, and take these ideas from your head and put them onto the big screen?
Well, it's really replicating life. You know, you're trying to piece together what you see on a daily basis and just put it out on the screen. So it's really finding the best pieces, the best people, the best places to ensure that you get everything that you're accustomed to, everything that you're familiar with in film. So it's never a case where you're reimagining anything, you're just recreating. And you know, the same emotions that we feel, the same expressions that we see and that we're accustomed to when it comes to these kinds of stories, that's all that you're driving for. So using the right words to tell people is like, hey, you know, this just giving them things to work with that is familiar for them.
Right.
And the minute that it's familiar for them, it'll be familiar for us to look at, because we all live the same, you know, we all live the same life.
You know, they say that the best movies are those that people can relate to.
Yeah.
Where they can put themselves in an actor's place and feel like it's their story, it's their life. You know, filmmaking is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
It is.
The question is, what makes a blockbuster?
Really and truly, it's distribution. It's taking that familiar story that we all know and getting it to the right audiences, marketing the hell out of it. And, you know, and being sure that audiences across the world have access to that. So distribution is the biggest thing. You know, pre-selling it, making sure that everyone knows that this story, this film, this movie is coming out, and people get excited by it. Giving them a sneak peek of what that film is as well.
Let's talk about little sneak peeks. I mean, when we look at trailers like Solomon Dasco of yours, I mean, what are the key elements in a trailer from a filmmaker's standpoint?
It's really about the things that cause the watcher to ask questions of, okay, oh, so this is probably what this story is about. So we give you a hint of what the story is about. We give you a hint as to what the conflict is. And then we leave the ambiguous question of, okay, has this question been answered? You know, are we going to get the conclusion of this? Like, you know, what is the process about? So it's really exciting and appealing to the emotions all the time. It's always appealing to the emotions of the viewer.
When making a film, I mean, there's so many genres. There's horror, there's romance, there's, you know, documentary styles.
Yeah.
What is your favorite genre?
So my favorite genre, I've got to say, is drama, narrative drama. And I know that breaks down into like several subsects of, different categories. But drama on the whole, where, our lives is just drama. Every day, there's some dramatic event in our lives, no matter how small or especially how big. And as humans, we're always attracted to those kinds of stories. But definitely along the lines of social interest and human interest, where we can have discussions about certain things that are happening to people or groups of people. Like addiction in Salman Dasko. You look at a film like that, and then afterwards you're like, I recognize that person. I know of someone that's probably in my family or of in some other family or something like that, and it becomes familiar. So now you get more of an insight as to how that person is struggling. You get a little bit of their perspective along with your own perspective and experiences that you would have had based on those interactions. So it just keeps bolstering.
I mean, with that being said, we see on television now, there are so many, live stories where, the cameras are following the life of someone famous or, just following anything life, whether it's a construction company going in and rebuilding a home or following a story like the Kardashians.
All famed.
All famous, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel, how do you compare movies to television?
They used to be two different animals. Now television is slowly feeling more and looking more, being treated more like a movie. Before it was just soaps and like sitcoms and stuff like that, but now television is taking, it's like television films and television dramas and television sci-fi, television horror, television thrillers, and it's just going closer and closer and closer to what a movie looks like and feels like, but it's just for TV. They're not necessarily going into the theaters and stuff like that. So they're very much alike now. There's no difference, I feel, between the two, except for distribution, like where it is seen and how it is accessed.
What would you say is the highest selling type of movie today?
No, that's really based on how it's marketed, like how it's distributed. It's like, for example, Marvel has been doing all these superhero films, and that became a trend, superhero films. Now we've got Black Panther that is almost, well, not almost, it is like the highest selling superhero movie since the beginning of such a trend. It totally depends on the audience and the story. I don't know that the best formula is to have a great story, have great marketing, great distribution, and you make your money that way. That's the best surefire formula. What kind of story that is, who knows? Right. There's no one story that can like cap every other one. Like it's just a good story and great marketing.
So Yaphet, I know you grew up in the Caribbean, born in Guyana, started playing around with a camera at 8 years old, and seeing a movie like Black Panther, where we know there were some Guyanese actresses in there.
In that, yeah.
How do you feel seeing that on screen? What does that make you feel as a filmmaker?
It definitely inspires me to push my craft. The director of the film is just a shy 31 or 32 years old, young black guy that came from Oakland and had a vision, wanted to hone his craft, did just that, and just finished wrapping up a humongous franchise film. So it's definitely inspiring. I know that I have a long journey ahead of me, but once I keep at it and I keep making stories and producing films that are near and dear to me, and I feel like they would connect to my audiences as I continue to build. So I used to say the sky is the limit, But no, it's the whole galaxy now. It's the whole galaxy to consider.
So tell me, what makes your film unique from other filmmakers?
I'm still finding my I guess my uniqueness. I can't say what exactly makes it unique. I guess the best thing that I can say at this point is the fact that I put a Caribbean twist to it, or I bring my own experiences of the Caribbean and living in the U.S. now. Growing up in the ghetto and whatever, and bringing these menial experiences that for some people it just might be like just a thought, it's just a passing thought, but it really does make the difference to impact a story. So I guess it's in my style, and it's in my style and direction. That would be the uniqueness of a film.
Okay. And if there was one filmmaker that you could work with, who would that be?
Always the hardest question, but it would probably now be. It would probably be Ryan. Yeah, definitely Ryan Coogler, the same guy that did Black Panther. To understand his journey and to see rather him in action as a young man, a young man in the film industry that has just been given such a franchise to handle. How did he handle that? What were the simple things that he did? He's never done something like that before. Like, what was his process? Where would he go? What could be his next steps? That kind of thing. So yeah, to work with him just to see how he handles this new world that he's navigating every day now in his career.
And Yaphet, where are we going to see you 5 years from now?
You'll definitely be seeing me in a couple of cinemas, and definitely in a couple of theaters, and hearing a whole lot more about what I'm doing for Caribbean cinema, for sure.
Well, Yaphet, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're sitting here at Bombay Theater, so you know what? Let's watch the next movie.
I got it at Triple Crown Auto. It's an awesome dealership. I tried to get a car here, but they denied me. Trust me, you go there, they'll hook you up. Listen, I had bad credit, I passed bankruptcies, I get paid off the books, I want a nice car, and I only could put $500 down payment.
You're approved.
When looking at places that cares for the elderly, my Indian nursing home is that perfect place. We provide a clean and safe family environment with culturally experienced and qualified medical staff on site, such as doctors, nurses, physical therapists, and cooks. All of our residents can celebrate cultural festivities and have access to recreational programs with Indian TV, music, live shows, entertainment, and so much more. For the perfect place for comfort, culture, and care, bring your parents to My Indian Nursing Home, a home away from home. Contact Heavenly Flowers too for all of your floral decor and event planning. For the best, fresh, quality flowers, courteous service, best price, and more, call 516-747-0454 or 631-590-6800. All major credit cards are accepted, delivered to all 5 boroughs. Mention Let's Talk for a 10% discount. We promise to make every experience heavenly. Visit us on the web at www.heavenlyflowers.net.
Hi, I'm Dr. Priya and welcome to Precious Smiles Medical Care, a wonderful place to make sure that all of your child's medical care needs are met. We take care of kids as young as newborns all the way up until their adolescent years till they turn 18. We provide in-house vaccines and in-house lab facilities so that you don't have to take them anywhere else. So come in, let us be your partners in care at Precious Smiles Medical Care, where every kid leaves with a smile.
When a young girl visits Guyana, she learns of her ancestors' past that changes her life forever. The first batch of Indians arrived in British Guyana to replace slave labor. Celebrating 180 years of Indian arrival in Guyana, Echoes from the Plantation, releasing April 2018.
Again now. Let's talk with Bring the topics, let we chat now.